and welcome to the Comic Book Addict YouTube channel. I'm Mike. How you doing? So in this series of videos, I talk about what comics I've read in the prior month. In this case, that would be May 2025. In that month, I read 146 comics, 63 of which were Marvel, 37 of which were DC, and 46 were from other publishers, which is unusual for me, but in the month of May, I did want to try to focus on reading other publishers. So we'll talk about that. But starting with Marvel, I read a past issue of Uncanny X-Men that I had missed at the time and finally picked up and read. Uncanny X-Men 8 from the Cullen Bunn, Ken Lashley era. So I read that. Read the recent Deadpool Wolverine 4. We have Strife back. Oh no. But this is written by Ben Percy, so it's good. The artwork has been pretty good. Actually very good. So fun comic with zombies in there. Zombie-like people. After Deadpool and Wolvie. We have Cable Love and Chrome 4. Werewolf by Night, Red Band 8. 9. Enjoying this for the most part. The artwork's been pretty good. It's nice to see some of the characters from the 90s horror comics like Death Watch and Lilith, and I think Lilith, I can't even remember now, in these. Wolverine 6 with the Hell Hulk. Avengers 25 Legacy 791. Oh good, we're approaching 800. Cool. One World Under Doom crossover, tie-in, what have you. Speaking of, One World Under Doom 3. It's been a pretty decent event, so liking it so far. And oh, there's number 4. Daredevil. I read another older issue, this time from Andy Diggle's run. I read Daredevil 503. And then modern issue 21 or 683. Still enjoying that. Trying to get through Jonathan Hickman's Gods series. So I read issue 3. The nice cover homage to Cosmic Powers comics of the 80s or 90s. I got a few of those variants for some of the later issues, but here's issue 3 and 4. Doctor Strange in that series as well. An issue of Uncanny Avengers from Rick Remender's run that I had missed, so went back, got it, read it, number 5. It's a variant cover there. Ultimate Black Panther 15 and 16. I read some more X-23 Laura Kinney from the Tamaki run. I read issue 3, 4, 5, 6 with a variant cover there. And I think I stopped because I'm missing issue 7 perhaps. But I read the recent Laura Kinney Wolverine 6 or Legacy 74. Ultimate Spider-Man 16. Hickman's still doing a great job on this book. And Chiquetto's art. I really enjoy his art, no matter what he does. Incredible Hulk 25, Legacy 806. Hulk versus Thor, again. Amazing Spider-Man 3 or 967. 4, 968. Moving to Thor, I read this recent pickup from the second volume, number 44, Legacy 546, because it's enough set issue, so it didn't take long. So went ahead and read that. And of course, Immortal Thor 23 or 784, current issue, or at least May's current issue, or at least the current issue of that month from DCBS. Wolverine 8 or Legacy 400. I'm enjoying this series. I really am, but they decided to wrap up the storyline from before this in only a few pages, like, I don't know, 6 or 8 pages before launching into the next thing. And it really just felt like it ended too quickly with just those last few pages. But I guess it's kind of like an end of one chapter moving on to another, but I don't know. It felt a little too quick. But anyway, still enjoying. And then I read issue 9 or 401. West Coast Avengers number 7. Wonder Man. Back in the book. X-Men 15 or 315. And 16 or 316. New group of characters trying to be the X-Men. So, of course, the X-Men are trying to fight these wannabe X-Men. Continuing my read of some Sentry issues from the Jenkins Romita miniseries, I read number 5 and 6. Still need to go back and buy the prior issues, the original miniseries, at least in trade or something, just so I can read it. I finished the Wolverine Deep Cut miniseries, so here's issue 3, issue 4, Chris Claremont, still writing comics. I read the entire miniseries of Sabretooth, The Dead Don't Talk, which was actually pretty good. Frank Thierry writing this. Sabretooth back in the 1920s, I think. But issue 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Yeah, it's a relatively quick read, and I enjoyed it. So, if you want to see Sabretooth back in the 1920s doing gangstery things, that's the series for you. Some free comic book day stuff. Read the Iron Man and his awesome friends, Spidey and his amazing friends. This free comic. Read the Amazing Spider-Man Ultimate Universe free comic book day issue. These should have been at the beginning with the other Uncanny X-Men issue, but here's Uncanny X-Men latest issue 12 or 712, 13 or 713. Gail Simone doing a good job. Weapon H #1. I wanted to learn more about this character, so I was picking up issues of Weapon H and then going back to issues of Weapon X. So it's an ongoing project. Read that. Actually, speaking of, yeah, Weapon X, the Greg Pak series, which eventually introduces that guy, I believe. I've read issue 1, 2, and 3. Actually, some pretty fun stuff. Spider Society #2. A recent back issue pickup, a comic from a few years ago, Lords of Empire Swordsman #1, one shot. And I read this because I wanted to kind of see where the Swordsman was in the Marvel Universe these days, or at least a few years ago. Kind of get an update on his existence. So I read that. I wanted to start reading through Bendis's Jessica Jones series, the actual series titled Jessica Jones. I read issue 1 a long time ago. Here's issue 2. I wanted to start reading through this series of Arrow. AERO from Marvel. So read issue 1 here. Issue of US Avengers that I had missed. So I bought it as a back issue from mycomicshop.com and read it. #2. Al Ewing writing this series. Got Web of Venomverse Fresh Brains. We have It's Jeff Week #1. Quick read. We have Infinity Watch #4. As I said before, I get the variant cover with the Marvel Handbook entry on the cover because I want that. I want the Marvel Universe Handbook entry. I don't really want to buy 2 copies, so I just get this variant. Power Man Timeless #3. X-Force #10, or Legacy 300. NYX 10. New Champions 4. And Hellhunters 5. So that's the Marvels. Actually, no, one more. Almost missed this because it's a big book. The official handbook of the Marvel Universe, Update 89, Omnibus. I think my first omnibus, because I really don't buy a lot of collected editions. But I bought this because one of the issues of Marvel Universe Update 89 has my name in it, as I submitted a data correction, even though the data correction they have me listed for is not one that I submitted, and it's not actually a correction. They got it mixed up somehow. Anyway, my name's in it, so I figured I might as well buy it. I buy every time this is reprinted. Just for that, just because it's cool. My name's in it, whatever. But what I didn't know when I ordered this was that it included not only the 8 issues of the Update 89, but it includes everything that was published after the Volume 2 that was a Marvel Handbook entry published anywhere. So it includes things that were updated in the trades of the deluxe edition, the Volume 2. And then it publishes entries that were that appeared elsewhere. Like this entry for Jarvis was from Avengers 300. And I remember buying Avengers 300 and seeing, oh no, there's a handbook entry that's not in the handbook. What do I do? There is, some of the spec pages. This is from Captain America Annual number 11. Things that would normally be in a Marvel handbook that were published elsewhere. They put in here. One thing that they included, which was awesome, the new universe titles. DP7, Cyforce, Kickers, Spitfire, Merc, all those, Mark Hazard, I should say. All those titles that survived, which some of those I mentioned didn't, but some that survived, like DP7 and Cyforce and Justice. Towards the end of the run, they started publishing Marvel Handbook entries of the new universe characters in the back. Well, they collect them all in here. Like this entry's from DP720. This one's from Cyforce 26. So it collects all those. And I had never read those. And a bunch more. So there was really actually quite a few pages in this I needed to read. I had read none of those new universe entries. I had read not all of the other ones that had appeared elsewhere, not the updated entries that were in the trade paperbacks. So this actually took me a little time. I had to get through quite a few pages. So anyway, finished that. Let's go ahead and do the independents, all the other publishers right now before we do DC. I was really delving into some 80s publishers, some 80s independent publishers, First, Eclipse, those kind of publishers. And I put out an episode of the Comic Book Addict podcast where I looked at some of those issues. I have another one recorded that I need to put out where I look at some Eclipse titles. But I really tried to get into those. So I read from First Comics, Warp number 1. And I talk about this one on the podcast. And I also read number 10. I read Star Slayer 10, which I talk about on the podcast. This has the, I guess, official first appearance of Grimjack as a backup. I read a ton of Airboy. Let's see. Starting with number 10. 11. And of course this series written by Chuck Dixon. And as it says here, it was bi-weekly for quite a while. Here's number 12. And I have read all the issues prior to the ones I'm showing. Issue 13. 14. 15. 16. 17. I really enjoy this series. I really do. And They have a backup in each issue. At least for the ones I've been reading, the backup is Skywolf, another character from the Airboy universe. 18. And for those of you who don't know, they treat the old Golden Age Airboy stories as adventures of this Airboy's father. There's 19. And Valkyrie, who was in those Golden Age tales, she went into suspended animation, so that's how she's in these stories. 20. So whereas before she was in love with the father, now she's in love with the son. Oh dear. 21. Speaking of Valkyrie, I read issue 1 of her first miniseries. Moving to other things, also from Eclipse, I read the first issue of Scout from Tim Truman. I read another issue somewhere along the line of my life, but I enjoyed that issue back then. So I've always wanted to get into this series from the beginning. So here's issue 1. I don't even know what publisher this is, but it's an 80s independent, Planet X Productions. This is Geriatric Gangrene Jiu-Jitsu Gerbils. And we know what that's riffing on, so. I read an issue of a series that I love. These were freebies. These were giveaway comics from Shoney's Restaurant. Adventures of Shoney's Big Boy, number 12. And I believe this is from the second series, or at least the second concurrently running series. There were 2 different volumes, and I think they were both being published at the same time. I think one may have said Adventures of Shoney's Big Boy, the other was just Adventures of Big Boy. Don't quote me on that, but anytime I see these, I buy them. And they're a lot of fun. And they're very thin, very quick reads. They were, like I said, giveaways. From Whitman, Space Family Robinson, Lost in Space. Number 59. A series I enjoy. I've read a smattering of issues of this series over the years. And it's not the Lost in Space identical to the TV show, but it's similar. All right, a couple newer ones. Silverhawks number 2 from Dynamite. And number 3. I like that cover. Thundercats Lost number 1. Great cover there. And number 2. Free Comic Book Day 0 issue of Mark Spears Monsters. Free Comic Book Day Energon Universe 2025 special from Image. And speaking of the Energon universe, we have Transformers 19 and 20, as well as G.I. Joe 5 and 6. And these are all good. I enjoy these a lot. Moving over to Jeff John's corner of Image, we have Hyde Street number 5. My favorite, Geiger. We have 13 and 14. Trying to catch up on this series, but I read Epitaphs from the Abyss, number 6, from Oni Press and their EC line. Going back to Image, I tried issue 1 of Exquisite Corpses. Didn't grab me, so I didn't get number 2. Night World number 1. Not a new issue, but this was one that I got in at a sale. Probably paid like a quarter for it or something equivalent. I bought a box full. Some nice Kirby-esque art, but I couldn't really follow it. I have a bunch of G.I. Joe, A Real American Hero issues. We have 315, 316. Larry Hama still writing them. I'll still buy them. And then we have some of the Silent Missions issues. We have Spirit, Roadblock, and Duke. And of course, these were in the tradition of the Silent Snake Eyes issue from way back. From Mad Cave, Defenders of the Earth 5. Dan DiDio. And 6. From Antarctic Press, I sample this series now and then. It's really hit or miss. Exciting Comics 50. I just wanted to see what they were doing for the 50th issue. House of Slaughter 2 from Boom, and also from Boom, The Graveyard Club Fresh Blood number 1. I read the previous Graveyard Club comic, and I liked it enough to order this one. R.L. Stine writing a comic book. And those are all the non-Marvel, non-DCs. So yeah, I read more than usual and a lot of 80s stuff, and I really enjoyed it. So, moving on then to DC. Of course, in the month that passed, Peter David died. And I was a big fan of his writing. So when he died, I picked out a comic of his. I picked out an issue of Aquaman I hadn't read. I read issue 2, where he loses the hand. I read the Free Comic Book Day All In 2025 Special Edition number 1. Sadly, half of this book is just not a reprint, but a preprint of the Superman Unlimited series. But at least the absolute half was not a preprint. Green Arrow 23, Legacy 356. Chris Condon doing great work on that series. Batman and Robin 20. Philip Kennedy Johnson still going strong. Absolute Superman number 6. Still good stuff. Batgirl 6. Batman Dark Patterns 5. Dan Waters doing Batman. Challengers of the Unknown 4. The Question, All Along the Watchtower, number 5. with Renee Montoya. Batman 159 Legacy 924, part of the Hush 2 storyline. This I enjoyed better than the first chapter that I read. Aquaman 4. I'm rather enjoying what they're doing with this, especially that they added Arion, you know, from the 80s series, Arion, Lord of Atlantis, or whatever it was. He's in here. And number 5. Justice League Unlimited, number 5. Mark Waid writing that. Justice League, The Atom Project 4. Always intrigued when I see Major Force. When I was a kid, he was in an issue of Invasion, I believe. And he always stuck with me. And there's number 5. But this series with the 2 Atoms and Captain Atom. Absolute Flash, number 3. These issues are quick reads, but I rather like them. Jeff Lemire doing his take on a Flash, a Wally West Flash. Birds of Prey. Wow, those are out of order. 20. 21. Absolute Batman. 6. And 7. That's a great cover. Love the colors and design of that. Still a strong book. Absolute Wonder Woman 6. Absolute Green Lantern 2, which I'm actually enjoying. That's another Al Ewing book. Superman 25, Legacy 868. JSA number 6. Jeff Lemire is writing this as well. Detective Comics 1095. Tom Taylor, really enjoying his Detective Comics. New Gods 4. This one continues to just kind of go off the rails for me, but for some reason I keep reading it. I don't know. It's like I don't know. It's like I don't like it, but I like it at the same time. It's bizarre. Anyway. Titans 21. And 22. Batman Superman, World's Finest. 37, finishing up the story with Aquaman. Really wasn't that keen on that several issue story. But then we jump into a new crossover with Justice League Unlimited here with issue 38. Green Lantern 21, Legacy 588. And 22, 589. This comic I have 2 copies of because I ordered one through DCBS and then I saw that this cover existed and I had to buy another copy because this is an amazing cover. Summer of Superman Special number 1. Amazing. So I own this and the standard cover. Speaking of great covers, Catwoman 74. Nightwing 124. This is a really good book. Dan Waters writing it. 125. And the final comic of the day that I read in May 2025. Superman Unlimited #1. So that's it for May. Until next time, everyone, enjoy your comics. See you later. Bye. Good night.